Alright, this is Mud Fossil Original Research Group, which I represent, and I will be doing videos and week posts up here, and you can come up and comment all you'd like, and it's very, very informative. It should tell you where to find gold and all kinds of things. Now, that is in support of the Mud Fossil University. Mud Fossil University has all of our videos and supports, and we want you to share and download these videos and post them in anywhere you'd like. However, I want to make it absolutely certain that when you see a video of ours from Mud Fossil University and you hear my voice, it has nothing to do with anybody else's opinions on anything. We are, or I'm going to be the one doing this and telling you, you know, what Mud Fossil University expresses as our opinions, and our opinions are conclusions. There is no opinions. We will listen to what you have to say, and then we'll respond, and you can hear what we have to say and you respond. That's really what education is, and that's what learning is. Taught is a parrot gets taught, and when nobody gets taught here, nobody gets charged, nobody gets hurt, nobody's judged. Go up here and learn, listen, think, and go about your life. Case closed. All right, thank you. Remember, we don't endorse any other conspiracies or any of that business. All right, thank you. All right, let's start here. This is Brien Forester video, graciously allowing me to show this, and this is how I have found out that they statues here. As you can see, this is a giant statue, and it's obviously a statue. And as I go further here, he was showing this and saying this was unusual weathering. And, you know, obviously they didn't understand, and who would, to look for a creature inside here. But there's the actual ribs. Those are the rib bones. I've had an anatomist look at this. They absolutely guarantee. And there's the lung, and I believe that's the liver. And it's all covered in granite, which is granulized, leftover crushed stone after they leached out all the metals, and that's what the granite is that covers that. Now I'm going to show you the same thing, only in the world's largest statue. Another Brien Forester graciously allowing me to use it, and I have no affiliation to him. I don't want to besmirch his reputation, because I'm not well respected at this or liked doing this, because they think I'm out of my realm. But it's obvious what I'm showing is true. And what you're going to see is the serpent inside of a giant pharaoh. Alright, I'm not much for pussyfooting around. This thing was a reptile. It's the biggest statue on the face of the planet, and this guy was a reptile. You look at this face, and I'm telling you, this is a reptile. Now, these are like, look at these features. I can tell you the colors are pretty close to what a human person would be, black and red, and the rust colors. Those are the colors of blood transitioning from arterial blood to vein blood. Now, watch this. This is his head. Now look down here. You see that? Those are reptile scales, or some kind of body armor. At first I thought it was his, his insides and his guts and all this, but look at them. These are they're overlapped scales. If you look real careful, you can see it. And they come up and they come up, and they're little overlapped scales everywhere. Now, his body fluids are leaking through there, and some of them have obviously fell off here, a lot of them, at some point in time. But it appears to me that these are scales, and they run right up his neck. Look. This is right up his neck. You see that? Now, it's as close as I can get, but to me that looks like scales. Now, you have to make your own decision on this, but to me I'm saying that's scales. And I'm saying that guy's head is a reptile head. Now, you could make any decision you want, but to me that doesn't look like a normal nose, and this looking thing here is very strange. This eye socket like this here is very strange. I think that might be his nose right here. I don't know. But, if it seems to be the reptilian guys. Look at his forehead go back. Now look up here. You see this here? Swish back here. from the crown, goes back this way. Now, I think this is articulated over here exactly the same way. And this little, I just don't know, I'm telling you, this is, you know, and he's got the sort of a bigger head. Now, let me show you what else, and oh, let's just look at this thing real careful, because it's extremely interesting on top of being a reptile. Now, he's sitting in some kind of a chair. You see this here? There's his legs. Now, I look for the blood, and I can tell you right now, this is the kind of thing I would expect to see right in this area, which is a heavy blood coming down the back of your, you know, your calf. Now, as I go down here, I think this is a no-toe, because I get down here, and here's his foot, and that's a blocky foot, and I know it comes out further, and pieces are missing, I'm sure. But in addition to that, there was a kid sitting here. Right here, see this here? Somebody was sitting here. That's his shoulder and that's his hand. And I say a kid, but it could be anybody, because his foot is here, and the people were smaller, and much smaller than their feet, actually. Most of the ones I know about. So there's a person sitting here, there's his arm. Then you go over here, you see this here? Let's see, go over here, hold on a second. Alright, now you see this here? If you look careful, you can see there's hieroglyphs. Now, but look over here. What you're going to see here is another statue of a woman. And here's her feet right here, and I think she may be a no-toe too, but I'm not sure of that. And then as it goes up, same situation with her. Here's her legs going up, and you can see her inside of her body. Her body cracked off, but right here, here's her torso, you know, her legs coming up, and there's her waist. And then this is her body cavity. This is the sides of her body cavity. And her arm would have been here and broke off. Her other arm is here, and the bottom part of it broke off. But if you go up, you see, here's her body cavity. There's your arm. This looks like a lung or something there, I don't know. And then you get up to here, and that looks like muscle on her shoulder, and there's her arm. Whoops, I'm sorry. This is actually her crotch. Okay, because it comes up here with her legs, that's her lower leg. Then you can really see it quite clearly if you look. And that's actually her crotch right there. Alright, and you go up from there, her waist comes back in, and then you end up with her shoulders here, and her head was here. Alright, so we go up from her crotch there, there's her shoulder, there's muscle right here. And this, I don't know, this looks like part of her body as well. And it broke off. And then up above was where her head was here, apparently. So he might have been a no-toe. These are scales as far as I'm concerned. And of course the blood leaked out and the different body fluids and things. I don't know how they preserve these things. I really have no clue. But they somehow got the stability of these organic compounds. I mean, it's just what it is. And here's his face. Now look at that face. That's a push. And I'm telling you, this is all the scaly stuff. I'm going to show you one that I got over here. Hold on a second. Where's my alien guy here? Hold on, we'll get there sooner or later. Alien. Alright, here we go. Now, you see that? To me, that's pretty darn close to the same guy. A nasty looking nose, a little smudgy mouth, and that kind of deep angular, and this kind of scaly looking stuff. And which I believe that other one had underneath, if you look careful. That one bubbled up, but they somehow plastered them over, or they were shapeshifters that could stabilize in that form. I have no clue. No clue at all. But I can tell you what I see. And they made these statues in that way for some reason, and I have no clue why or how. But it should be investigated, and I think it'd be nice to investigate it. It's interesting, but it's being overlooked, and that's all I have to say about it. So go to Mud Fossil University on YouTube. All kinds of good stuff up there. It's being just totally overlooked, and it's all validated. There's nothing there that's a guesswork.